In this week's video, I sold items on 3 different sites: Mercari, Poshmark, and eBay. I'm going to start out my Poshmark sales, then my Mercari, and then hit up eBay. These North Face sold for $15. After cost of goods and fees, I made $10.91. The Snow Buddies family sold for $10. After cost of goods and fees, I made $5.96. The next one is definitely a Bolo, the Trip NYC brand. Definitely pick it up. I paid $7, and after everything, I made $9.80. This one here, I'm not going to say it loud, but it was completely free to me, and I made $10.05. I'm going to show you I made on Mercari. On Poshmark, I made a total of $36.72 for the week. On Mercari, I made a total of $22.80 for the week. And these are the sales that I made on Mercari. So to start out, I sold these UFOs Bauer for $21. I paid $8, and I made $10.81 after cost of goods and fees. The next item I'm going to show you is a Ralph Lauren button down. It sold within an hour of listing it. It sold for $18. I paid $3.68, and after everything, I made $11.99. Now, as you can see on the tag, it did retail for $98, I believe. And I sold it because somebody gave me an offer. It's going to be a little bit long, this next section. It's from eBay, and I made a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 sales on eBay for a total of $100.90. So let's get into it. So now to start off, I have these Tahari linen pants. I paid $1.05 for them, maybe late last summer, and they just sold now for $11, and I made $6.41. I would not recommend picking up this brand. It is actually sold at TJ Maxx, so it's not Bolo at all. This Charter Club I picked up for $3.50 on a half off sale, and I sold it for $12.40, making $7.97. This Lands and Tankini, it's paisley print. I sold that for $15.46. I paid $3, making $5.95 after cost of goods and fees. This next item I'm going to show you is a J. Crew pair of pants. I've had them for so long, probably about 2 years. I would not recommend picking up this brand unless you can find something really special. I sold it for $5.94. I mean, it was really bad. I just put down my cost. My total is $5.94 what I made, because I honestly don't remember what I paid for them. These Prana I paid 99 cents for, and I sold them for $12.62, and I made $11.63. Took a couple months to sell. Prana is something I'm not really picking up anymore. This next item is a Land's End cover-up. I sold this within 2 weeks. I sold it for $14. Paid $1.09 for it, and I made $11.18. It's actually got a cute little floral print to it. It's very tropical, vacation vibes. The next item I have is a Miracle suit. Definitely a Bolo brand for swimsuits. Miracle suit. It sells really quick. I picked it up for $4, and it sold for $23.79, making my total after cost of goods and fees $14.67. This next one, I would not recommend picking up. I'd only sold for $8. I paid $1.09 for it, and I made $6.85. It's a Keith Haring. I thought it was a Grateful Dead when I picked it up. That's the only reason I picked it up. However, it was not. This is a pair of fresh produce cargo pants. This I picked up back in November. It sold for $16. I paid $3.50, and I made $7 after cost of goods and fees. Another example of it sells really quick. I picked this Miracle suit one-piece color block. It's really pretty. Up for $5. It sold for $30, and it sold within a couple of days. I made $14.63 after fees, cost of goods. And the next item is a pair of hook shorts. I wouldn't really pick them up unless you were desperate, but they were nice fishing, camping, hiking pair of shorts. I picked them up for $1.09. They sold for for $14.30, and I made $8.67 after cost of goods and fees. There are a couple of things in here that I would not recommend picking up. For one, those J. Crew pants. I've had them for about 1.5 to 2 years. I don't even know where I have written down how much they cost. I put my cost down at $109 because that's the least I would spend at a thrift store. At the specific thrift store, it's the St. Francis de Paul. I love going there for really cheap buys that will turn into good buys. Unfortunately, they don't always. I still have items from there that I've had for about 1.5 years now, and they still have not sold. So, at the time, I was not checking comps. I didn't know what I was doing. Now I'm constantly checking comps. A couple of items that I did want to recommend picking up. One is the Trip NYC. Definitely Studio comps, but I paid $7 for that, and it sold within like 2 days for $21. After fees on Poshmark, it was $16.80, and then I minus my $7 of cost of goods, making my total for that about $10. It is a bread and butter item. However, it does sell quick. And it was also a 1X. The Snow Buddy Snowman family. It was cute. I thought it would sell for a little bit more, but it didn't, unfortunately. However, I still made my money back and then some. So, then let's see what else there. The UFOs. Personally, I would not pick them up again. It took about 3 months to sell, and only sold on an offer from a customer on Mercari for $21. I would not recommend picking those up. Now, once again, do you comps? I'm sure there's a UFO style out there that does good. That might not have been one of the brands, one of the styles. The Ralph Lauren button down. I just wanted to sell it, just to see if it would sell quick, because it was new tags, and it did. So within 2 hours, a customer sent me an offer of $18. I accepted that offer, and I still made money on it. So that's a Harry linen pants. Like I said, I would not pick those up again. That was a complete waste. Those have been sitting in my closet for about 6-7 months now. They did sell for $11. I did make a profit on it, so that's all that matters in the end. The Charter Club cashmere sweater I wanted to pick up and try, just because I've heard of a lot of people talking about it. I got an offer from a customer for $12.40. I said I paid $3 for it, and I made $7.97 after cost of goods, after fees. At least I made a profit. Other than that, the two items I would take away from this, the two brands, are Miracle Suit, especially the one pieces. They can go for like $50 to $60. The one that I got was a smaller size. It was a size 10, and as you saw, it was plain Jane. Color block, that's it. So the fact that it went for $30, and that was my full asking price, I'm happy with that. And then, like I said, the Trip NYC. But with that, make sure you subscribe down below, because next week's What's Sold is going to be an interesting one.